Hey everyone, it's Ogronoth here from The Right Way, and another article on the farce that is NCAA swimming, where they've allowed a transgender swimmer by the name of Lia Thomas to basically dominate the female category. But someone that's fighting back is Ron DeSantis. He can't really change much, but at least he's adding his voice to all the voices out there. And because he's the governor of Florida, there is a certain number of weight which is behind it. So let's have a look at what Ron DeSantis is saying. So Ron DeSantis declared a female collegiate swimmer the rightful winner of the NCAA championship 500-yard freestyle after denouncing the collegiate sports body for allowing transgender swimmer Lia Thomas to compete in and ultimately win the event. DeSantis made the announcement Tuesday afternoon, claiming that by allowing men to compete in women's sports, the NCAA is destroying opportunities for women, making a mockery of its championships and perpetuating a fraud. Just remember that the NCAA college championships really determine how you're going to go when you go out into the professional swimming ranks, competing in competitions and going on to the Olympics and so on. So someone who takes up an NCAA spot is basically depriving another person of that particular spot. And in this case, it's going to be a female who is biologically female, and her spot is taken by someone who is biologically male. Even though they identify as a female, they still have all the puberty advantages of going through puberty as a male. In Florida, we reject these lies and recognize Sarasota's Emma Weyant as the best woman swimmer in the 500-yard freestyle, the Florida governor wrote. Emma Weyant, a 20-year-old Olympian, so she is an Olympian, and current University of Virginia swimmer originally from Sarasota, came in second to a trans rival last week, clocking in at a personal record of 4.34. So that's a personal record for her, which was still a huge 1.75 seconds slower than Lia Thomas. So this person who is Olympian did her absolute best ever and was still a massive 1.57 seconds slower than Lia Thomas, who is biologically a male. Weyant was met with wild applause as she accepted her second place medal, while social media blew up with claims that she was the real winner. Just moments later, Thomas, accepting her first place honours for victory, was met with near silence. Now in Florida, in Weyant's home state, she'll be recognised as the first place winner. In his proclamation, DeSantis wrote that the accomplished woman logged the fastest time among all women swimmers. Good on you, Ron DeSantis. Now, for all you women competitors out there, I mean, you're not listening to me, but what it's going to do is you have to basically stop competing with Lia Thomas. Just stop competing. If you do that, eventually they're going to have to do something, because no one's going to go and watch someone swim by themselves, right? You're going to have to do it, because eventually you're going to get swamped with trans people in your competitions, and then you're not going to be able to compete at all, because it's just basic physiology. So if anyone happens to be watching, but they won't be, this is what they need to do, right? Just stop swimming. Get up on the swimming dais. When the starter button goes, don't jump. Just stand there, watch Lia Thomas swim her way to the win, just watching all the way through. It will be such an embarrassment for the NCAA that there is no coming back from that, right? They would have to do something. Otherwise, no one's going to bother watching them. So that's what those swimmers need to. I mean, look at this picture. Look at Lia Thomas. Don't tell me that she has had the advantages of male puberty compared to look at these women. Right, I'm sure they are a little bit lower, right? But just look at the body of Lia Thomas compared to the body of these female swimmers, right? This person looks huge compared to these three female swimmers. Isn't it telling that they're celebrating together, whereas Lia Thomas is off on her own? Oh. He continued to say, this is Ron DeSantis, whereas a male identifying as a woman is allowed to compete in and was declared the winner of the race, and Emma was determined to have come in second place. He also said the NCAA's actions serve to erode opportunities for women athletes and perpetuate a fraud against women athletes as well as the public at large, citing Thomas's biological sex as a reason. Women have fought for decades to have equal opportunities in athletics, and it is wrong to allow ideology to erode these opportunities as is happening in other states. And the preservation of women-specific athletics teams or sports is necessary to promote equality of athletic opportunities. So, if she identifies as a woman and takes testosterone blocking drugs, right, and that's okay, then why can't males take testosterone blocking drugs and also compete in the female category? Why don't we just have an open category for testosterone lowered people? Put it that way: male, female, transgender, right? Because there's nothing different than a male transitioning to a female and taking testosterone blocking drugs than a man taking testosterone blocking drugs and still being a man. Why could they not also compete in the female category as well, if you're going to allow that? I mean, that's just the way it's going to go, isn't it, if you take it to its extreme? Last year, Florida signed a bill into law calling the Fairness of Women's Sports Act. Well, good on you, Ron DeSantis, which effectively became effective on the first day of Pride Month, that banned trans female athletes from competing in public high school and college sports. Excellent. The bill recognised the athlete genders based on the biological sex that is listed on their birth certificate. Excellent. There's nothing to say that Lia Thomas can't compete against the men, but you know why she doesn't do that? We'll see this a bit later on. So there's a bit more about Ron DeSantis's things. I won't go into that, but what I do want to go into is a little bit down the bottom here. Parents of fellow swimmers have long spoken out about their disagreement with Thomas competing after she competed as a male for the first 3 years of her collegiate career, right? The swimmer, who went by the name of Will before transitioning, was ranked in the low 400s in men's swimming, but when they transitioned and competed against women, they skyrocketed to first on the women's side. That is absolutely disgusting. You can just see how much of a difference that makes, right? So 400th in the men's swimming, but first in the women's side. So a basically very run-of-the-mill, very average male swimmer transitions to a female, takes 1 year of testosterone blocking drugs, and now smashes all the women, right? Don't tell me that that isn't physiological, right? Imagine if they hadn't taken any testosterone blocking drugs. They would actually be just completely destroying every single competition record there would ever be. So it goes on a little bit more, but I'm not going to go into that. I think that's enough to show us that at least Texas and the governor for Florida, Ron DeSantis, is doing something, and it's good that he's recognized that person. And I would say that all the females out there in the world, you need to start getting together and stop this nonsense. Otherwise, it's going to end your participation in professional sport, and it's going to then lead to people not being able to earn a living from playing or doing the sport that they actually love if they are a woman, right? If they let Lia Thomas compete, why not let men compete if they've taken the same blocking drugs as Lia Thomas? Makes no difference then, right? Anyway, let me know what you think about Lia Thomas and Ron DeSantis. If you agree or disagree, I'd love to know. If you like my content, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want to get notifications when my next videos go up. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.